How's it going, everybody? This is Adam with Adrenaline Cycles coming at you with a video today. We're going to be talking about the new Beta RX 450. Just got this bike in, got the techs, to get it assembled, and we had it up front. And we was kind of comparing it to some of the other Beta models we had. With the RX, obviously that's the motocross version. And with that bike, this is the first four-stroke attempt at that, being a 450. It's not a 430, it's not a 490 or a 390 or anything like that. It's specific made to, compete in the 450 class, in supercross and outdoors. Some of the cool features I like about it, you get the really nice pegs again, they're anodized black, and they're wide. A lot of other manufacturers have narrow pegs, so they're wide. The grip's all right on them. I don't really have a complaint. Some people complain about that, but I think they work out really well. This engine's an all-new platform for them that's been worked on over in Italy for the last 4 years in MotoGP, so they've got all the tuning and everything figured out. You got a complete header here with like a resonator type piece in it, like you see on the KTMs and stuff. Really big exhaust. I kind of like the two-tone colors of it. Sounds really good. It's got a throaty bark to it, but just looks good. It's really not bigger than other bikes out there, like looking at it like an RMZ 450 or even the Kawasaki 450s. Just where this number plate doesn't hang down and cover it up, it just looks bigger, but it's really not. Again, I like the powder coated swing arm they put on these, so that's a really nice feature you get. This black is powder coated, looks really cool, just gives it a lot better look in my opinion. And the best thing to me about the RX model is the blue rims. That to me sets this bike looks wise apart from anything in the showroom. When people walk in, they see these blue rims on these bikes, this 450 RX and the 300 RX. I mean, they're just all about it. I mean, it really does stand out over the black rims. Black rims look good and function, but the blue on these is spot on. This bike, being the motocross version, will have a 19-inch rear and of course a 21-inch front. So that's something to take note of. And I think they come with, Maxxis tires on them. I think Starcross, what they are. No, Maxxcross. So decent tire actually. It's not horrible. I'm running on my bike. The seat is definitely different on these as well. It's not like the race edition. This thing is like diamond grip impregnated. I mean, it's on there and it's going to do the job, keeping you wherever you want to sit at on the bike. We'll talk about the hand controls and stuff up front here on the handlebars. This one doesn't have the right pad on it. They sent out a note from Beta that the bar pads should have come with this, and they didn't. They're waiting on them to come overseas from Italy. And once they do, this is the traction control and also the map switch, and it'll get relocated to here. But right now they send the little bracket so you can put it over here, which I don't like it there. I want it back up on here, and we'll have it there by the time this unit leaves. Obviously red kills the bike. Over here on this side we got blue starts the bike. Got Nissan brakes on this, just like the race models and stuff. Proven platform, been on the Japanese bikes for a long time. Work out really well. They're nice powder coated black again, just a really nice feature. Does have a Brembo hydraulic clutch on there, which is really nice. Again, they've put quality components on this bike from proven manufacturers that have great reliability as well. Another neat feature is the 2.5-inch or 2.2 pound radiator cap. They got away from the plastic one they had on a few years on the bikes, and now all the 24s will have this metal cap on there, so that's a really good feature to have. And again, you got good steering on this as well. It'll cut plumb deep, and you can move the stops. I mean, these are bottomed out already. You could take them screws out and it'll even go more. So they was taking in consideration that. I don't know if you got to see the little engine light up here. You know, it's kind of like tucked down there, in there, out of sight, out of mind, but it will let you know if you do have an issue with something going on the bike. Another feature is on this bike, you'll get like the little bling, you know, covers here, like the little aluminum anodized red. You'll have it on the other side. You got a nice, you know, powder coated shifter and things like that. And one thing a lot of people ask about, you know, it does still have the push button to remove the seat to get to your battery or anything like that. And one thing you might notice here is this is aluminum, and on the RX 450, that's, you know, new. It's specifically to this bike. They went with aluminum instead of composite, so the button's a little different than how it is on the, you know, the composite subframes and things like that. But it still functions and works the same. We looked at the part number, and they told me that this whole back half section plastic was the same part numbers as on the composite frames. So I would say it's pretty close, but I can't vouch for it if somebody wanted to swap one over, if it would work or not, guys. We haven't done that. We haven't had an opportunity to do that. So I ain't gonna vouch for it. If I can get the seat back on. Oh yeah. So we got it back on there. Another cool feature I like, and this is the one we've heard the people talking about, is how easy it is, again, to get to the air filter, to have access to that. One thing I have heard some of the guys talking about that's been, you know, racing this bike and whatnot, again, it's just airflow. You know, if you cut a hole in this to get it more airflow, and it makes quite a bit of difference on the power delivery of the bike. It's pretty mellow with this on there. With this off there, people's rode it around and says it really does change the feel and the hit of the bike itself. So that's a really cool feature to make sure you guys are aware of. Another cool feature on this, guys, is the clear tank. I really like this when you're sitting, you know, if you're at a start line or if you're just at the house, you know, with the tank being clear like this, you'll be able to see the gas level in it. So many times I've looked down the top of a tank and say, oh, I got all kinds, and then realize pretty quick I didn't have that much gas in there to start with. Also, these are fuel injected bikes from Beta, so you'll have that set up with the mapping as well, like I said, on the handlebars. Now, one thing to note though, and it's in the owner's manual on this, and with any new bike, guys, or side by side, no matter what it is, read the owner's manual. But this bike here, say you buy it, you go to the track, first time there, start the bike and let it idle. And what you're doing is, by the bike just idling, don't crack the throttle, just start it. And let that stepper motor do its job. There's a little motor on the side that'll help set like where the idle is and help do, you know, what it needs to do to make sure it's, you know, running at its full potential. And you only have to do it one time if you keep going to the same track. You know, if you're going to the track in our town and you keep going back to that, I only got to do it one time. But if I'm going to that track and then I say I'm going to Indiana to go to a race, you know, I want to do it there too. And it only takes a few minutes. You know, you can go out there, start it, and go back in your, you know, your camper or your toy hauler or whatever, get your gear back on. By the time you come back out, it's done learning what it needs to do. And that's just really a good benefit and a good, you know, way to, you know, keep your bike running at its best when you're out on the track. A few other little things, you do get the frame guards on these. You know, really nice. It does help protect the steel frame. It's not aluminum, but you do get the aluminum subframe. We talked about the seats. They do have a really nice graphics set on these. I think works out really, really well. And let's see. Oh yeah, one other thing. They used to come with like a Chirby stand that was like a traditional dirt bike stand. Now they come with this, and to me it's more of traditional, you know, slide in your axle type thing. And one thing I like about it is so it slides in your axle to set it up, but if you're hauling your bike and you put it in your truck, it can go to the front, and then you'll clamp it in, and then when you strap your bike down, it'll hit on the tire, and it helps, you know, save your fork seals from getting, you know, blowed out from you sitting over there cranking it down 45 times on a ratchet strap. So I thought that was a cool feature, and it comes with the bike, guys. You don't have to pay any extra for it. It's just a good setup to have if you're hauling the bike, you know, in your trailer, your truck, or anything else. And then, like I said, it just plugs back in here, and then you can just tip it over, and you know, you got it in your garage. All in all, it's a really nice bike. The two-tone blue and red we really like. We're just excited to actually, you know, get some ride time on this. We have a demo day here at our dealership coming up in April, and hopefully one of these bikes will find its way in there so we can give it a true, you know, a few hot laps around the, you know, the trails and track and see what it can actually do. But from what we've been told and what I've seen online already and things like that, this thing is definitely, you know, a bike to look at if you're wanting to get into motocross, supercross, or just any, you know, type of, you know, track racing. This thing will do it for sure. As always, guys, you know, add comments or any questions down below, and remember, ride safe while you're out in the woods, because Lord knows we want to go home the same way we went.